Hello and welcome back, my lovelies. Today we're going to be doing a 4-pile pick a card reading to what is the outcome to your situation. I started posting on TikTok again, and I'm going to start posting on Instagram and stuff too. I really hope to keep moving forward with this, as I feel like I'm enjoying this experience now versus in the past I felt like I had to, because part of my spiritual path is to provide spiritual enlightenment in a light sense, and I was very dark, I would say. Just a little I don't know who cares about that, but so I'm kind of, yeah, I've said it a couple times, consider me renewed. But anyway, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I'm so sorry I got off track. So we're going to be doing a 4-pile pick a card reading today. What is the outcome to your situation? Once I pull these cards, you guys are going to be able to pick between 4 different piles. You're going to either be able to choose what is the situation that you're struggling with and you want to know like what's going to happen, or you're going to think of something specific that you're wondering about the outcome to. So it could either be in general and it'll kind of pick up on something that's important in your life, or it can be specific. You just have to think of it before you start picking your pile. Otherwise it's just gonna, kind of go on auto mode onto something else you're dealing with. So just focus, meditate, usual stuff. So let's get the piles ready. Great Spirit, please focus on my YouTube viewers. We're going to pick 4 piles today to help out my viewers with an outcome that they want to know about, the outcome to a certain situation. So let's pick 4 piles. Great Spirit. Woo. Great Spirit, please give me pile 1. Please give me pile 1. Please give me pile 2, Great Spirit. Please give me pile 3. Please give me pile 4. All right. One of them is out of view. I don't like that very much. Let's try like that. It's gonna look a little silly. I need a new dang camera. Tripod or whatever. This is kind of silly. Okay. Okay, guys, so this is going to be pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. Again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Think of your situation, or you can just go ahead and choose a pile that you feel what resonates with you best for the outcome to a specific situation or an outcome to your situation that you need to know about. Please pause this video, meditate, and select your pile between 1, 2, 3, or 4. I am going to get started with pile 1, 2, 3, 4. Pile 1, hello and welcome. Let's go ahead and get started with what is the outcome to your current situation or your situation that you thought of specifically. 44. I don't do numerology, but I do get a lot of angel numbers sometimes with 4s in it, like 444, 144, 414. Double 4s are always a great new beginning of some sort. There's no 1s in this, so we're not going to go the full length, but what you have for your oracle card is deep being, self-love, and acceptance. So my intuitive guess is that you guys are going to be experiencing an outcome that evolves yourself, or you're going to be paying more attention to yourself, or maybe this is what you need to follow along with your outcome. So let's get into the details and see what we have going on for you, pile 1. Great Spirit, please focus on pile 1. Pile 1, the ones who chose deep being. What is pile 1's current situation? What is pile 1 currently going through? Pile 1's influence towards the situation. Other parties' influence towards the situation. What does pile 1 think is going to happen with this situation? What does pile 1 think the outcome of this situation is? Alrighty, guys. So, starting with your current situation, it seems as though you guys are dealing with, hold on, let me kind of, ooh, that's better. Why don't I just do that? Okay, so you guys are dealing with a battle that is considered spiritual right now. And it seems like you guys are fighting all alone. You guys are doing this completely isolated, maybe not with excessive isolation. Like, you know, when I pull out the Hermit in reverse, I'm like, okay, what the heck are you guys doing? Like, you're locking yourself in a box. This is a little different. The Five of Swords in reverse represents somebody fighting a battle, but excessively alone. So this is one of those things where I'm not too harsh on, because sometimes we don't know that there's help out there. Sometimes we don't know that there is somebody who we can call to, or there's somebody who can actually assist us on this journey that we're going through. We just don't know. And sometimes this is not a physical person. In my personal experience, my help has always been through hard-learned lessons in life, physically, but the only people who have always been by my side, no matter what, are my ancestors. This is my tribe. My indigenous tribe has always been there with me, and they've never given up on me. Even though they may have fed me these lessons that were difficult, everything happens for a reason. So you guys are fighting alone, and this is something spiritual. With the Magician upright, this is a light spiritual battle. So this doesn't tell me that you're sitting here casting on people and going crazy. No one else, you know, like you're not being cast on by the Freemasons. Nothing nuts like that. It seems like maybe you guys are trying to learn where your light source is. You're trying to learn what to do with your light magic, how to do light magic, whatever it is. Maybe you guys are learning prayer. Maybe you guys are learning who your team is. Maybe you guys are learning like who you can call out to, who you can pray to. You are doing this alone though, and it's very difficult. Let's look into more details of your situation. Okay, I see a lot of success from you guys. What this says here is that you guys are currently successfully waiting for a resolution, or you're waiting to do something until something resolves. Now I see positive resolution. I do see resolution to this current situation you're going through, and I see waiting. So if you're just kind of allowing things to happen right now, this is absolutely the right choice. I see you guys being patient. I see you guys waiting. I see you experiencing a resolution, and you know, if you guys are like, well, I don't know exactly if it's going to happen or not, it is. That resolution is coming, and it's because you're being patient and you're working on yourselves. Other parties' influence. Okay, let's look a little bit more into this. I see that there is a message coming in from someone older than you, or somebody considered extremely mature. What is this message that pile one's going to receive from this older or mature person? The message you're going to receive is that somebody is afraid of something, somebody has anxiety, somebody is anxious about something, or someone is paranoid about something. You're going to receive this message, and what is this message's significance for pile one? Why does this message matter? I see a separation. So you guys are going to receive news about some sort of fear, paranoia, anxiety, whatever it is, and this is going to go towards a separation. So what this tells me is that you guys are going to separate from somebody, and that's part of this resolution here that you guys are working towards. Because what this part here was that I asked was, what is pile one's influence towards the situation? You guys are patiently and accurately waiting for something to resolve, and it seems like this separation is the resolution. So if you guys have already gotten this news that you need to separate from someone or something, then you guys are already well on your way. We're not at the outcome just yet. We're still kind of on your situation. If you have not received this news yet, you're going to receive this news, and this is because of their own behaviors. This separation is because of them. This isn't necessarily because of you. There's someone who's maybe scared of who you are, and that's not acceptable. You know, like, you could be scared all you want, but this is who I am. Embrace who you are. Always embrace who you are, no matter what. No matter if you think you're scaredy, it doesn't matter. Who you are is who you are. And if somebody is not compatible with you, that is just point blank period facts. You know what I mean? So let's see. What is it that you think is going to happen? What you guys think might happen is that you're going to end up having to deal with someone who is a bit immature, and it's going to confuse you. So it seems like you guys don't exactly know what's going to happen yet, which, I mean, that's probably why you're here. So, but I see some confusion, and then I see some immaturity on another person's end, possibly a male, but not always. So what this tells me is that basically you guys don't know what's going to happen with what could be considered an immature person or an immature situation. And I see that you guys are confused about them. You're confused about their actions, or you think that they're going to try to confuse you, or you think that they're confused, like they have no clue what's going on. So if this situation resonates with you, at least mostly, let's see what the outcome is for you overall of this situation, pile 1. Great Spirit, what is the overall outcome of pile 1's situation that we're reading about? What is the overall outcome of pile 1's situation? What is the specific outcome for pile 1 specifically? And what is the outcome for the other party involved with pile 1? Alrighty, so overall outcome of your current situation, pile 1. I see you getting with somebody. Okay. So there was that news of a separation, and all of a sudden you guys are getting with someone. Okay. It seems like your loneliness has been lifted. Earlier we had the 5 of Swords in reverse. I think that was this pile. Yeah, it was this pile. We had the 5 of Swords in reverse, and that was excessively fighting a battle alone, and now you're fighting a battle with someone else. Okay, what is the outcome for you guys? You guys show up as not learning your lessons. You are delving into immature energy, whether that's doing something too quickly or dealing with an immature person. The outcome for the third party is financial gain for themselves without resolution. Okay, so that makes sense. Maybe you guys are waiting for the other party to resolve something financial, and if you choose to get with them, they're not going to resolve it. They're just going to kind of benefit off of you. So I see this being a very immature outcome that I don't really like. You guys end up getting in a relationship or contract or friendship or partnership or something like that with another man, and I see that they're going to benefit financially off of you. How? I'm not sure. This is a general reading. Okay, I'll ask. How is pile 1's guy going to benefit financially off of pile 1? They're going to benefit financially off of you either because of a child or because they're playing games with you and they are immature and they will kind of slide their way in. So pile 1, the outcome to your situation is a premature or immature connection that allows someone else to take financial advantage of you, and there's a complete lack of resolve for this situation. So earlier we had seen a resolution. We've seen that you guys were either going to wait for them to resolve things, and it seems as though if that's the case, you're going to end up not waiting and you're just going to jump the ship prematurely. Or you were waiting while things were resolving, but this person comes in and you choose to get rid of that whole situation and choose this person instead. So guys, I think that this is a great warning. If you need to go through the experience to learn your lesson, please do. But I did see a lack of learning your lessons in this situation. So I would try and take this situation and look at it from a different view. See what I'm seeing here. See, like, okay, how is the situation immature? How is the person immature? How will they be able to take advantage of you financially, and why will you allow it? Is there anything you can do to stop it? I would like to ask this, just in case there's, a couple of you who are like, okay, I don't know how this is going to happen. Great Spirit, is there anything pile 1 can do to avoid this outcome? Anything pile 1 can do to avoid this outcome? So what you guys can do to avoid this outcome is realize that there was some sort of past abuse or toxicity that you're overlooking. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. There was some sort of past abuse or toxicity in a home or a family related situation that you either previously or currently did or are overlooking, and you're choosing to not give up because of you overlooking this situation. So what this tells me is that you guys think everything is fine because you either chose to ignore a bad situation, or you were genuinely naive or oblivious to the situation with your home or family. And because of this naivety or obliviousness, you're going to jump ship in something that is going to do you very not good. So the way to avoid that outcome, which I don't see happening for a lot of you, this possibly is something you need to go through in order to learn that lesson finally, but to open your eyes a little bit more, open your eyes about some sort of past neglect, toxicity, or abuse, and work on forgiving it, work on letting it go. You're going to be able to achieve what you want in the near future, but this is not until you learn your lesson. So this is kind of like the calm before the storm, and then afterwards another calm. So take this how you guys want. I would say to try and be more forgiving of yourself and less forgiving of others. Now, what that means to me is that, yes, we are taught to forgive and forget, but that is not a realistic scenario. So when people hurt us, when people do things to us that are not okay, not acceptable, it's very hard to forgive them. Now, I will say that I have reached that point where I've learned to forgive people, but for me, as a neurodivergent person, it's a little bit more of understanding their actions. So why would someone do something so horrible to someone, like, that helped them out and did nothing but good to them? Why would they hurt me like that? Okay, here's a couple factors. They're mentally ill. They don't see any other way. They never grew up to figure out what it was like to be like that. They're jealous or they're envious and they want what you have. That's not acceptable. Oh, well, that's what it is. So like understanding the situation at least is going to help you bring a lot more clarity to your situation. It's going to help you forgive a lot easier, because forgiveness is a huge word and it kind of holds the same aspect as love. We don't have to love everybody. We don't have to love anybody but ourselves. So same with forgiveness. We don't have to forgive anybody, but we're never going to be able to move forward if we don't. And that forgiveness is a really hard word. At least understanding them, because understanding someone's terrible actions is a form of forgiveness. Because when you don't forgive somebody, you're holding on to your own feelings about the situation. They don't deserve my forgiveness, or they did something so terrible, I will never forgive them because it's not okay. Those are your own feelings. So use these feelings to understand why they did what they did, and you're going to go towards a great path, a great life. So that's enough of my rambling. Thank you guys for watching Pile 1. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out my TikTok and Instagram if you want. TikTok is Skylar's Lust. Instagram, I think, is the same. And check out my Etsy if you guys need anything more personal and detailed. Etsy.com/shop/skies tarot etc. Also in the link below. Tips are there as well. And I hope to hear from you guys soon. I wish you all well. Oops. Pile 2s, hello and welcome to your pile. Alrighty, so Pile 2, the outcome to your situation. Off of first bat, when I'm looking at this card through the camera, I saw a sheep or like a lamb or something like that. A sheep or a lamb is kind of like somebody who is accepting things because others tell you to. When people like get all political and they're like, I'll never be a sheep to the system or whatever, it's kind of like that. Anyway, the card is called As Above, So Below, Manifestation. This is kind of like what's the word? An image of the yin and yang, because there's white, there's light, there's black, there's dark. We always need balance. As above, so below. So when you give out good energy, you receive good energy, and that's literal once you accept it and believe it. If you give out bad energy, you receive bad energy. There needs to be a balance. You need to keep the dark knowledge, but you do not need to act darkly, ever. Okay, so as above, so below, manifestation. So this could be a spiritual pile. Let's see. Spirit, please focus on my Pile 2s who chose 40 as above, so below. What is Pile 2's current situation, Great Spirit, that they are asking about? Pile 2's influence towards this current situation. Other parties. Oh, other party's influence towards this current situation? What does pile 2 think is going to happen with this current situation? Alrighty. Pile 2. What is your current situation? Your current situation is that you're fighting a battle alone, excessively alone. Maybe you don't realize that there are resources or people who can help you, but regardless, you're fighting a battle alone. You guys are not receiving any form of help, really. And it seems as though you're overlooking this, or you might be acting naive towards this situation, whether that's on purpose, or you just are genuinely naive to the situation. Your influence towards this current situation, you guys are either my masculine pile, you guys are men or considered to be men, or you guys are in your more masculine energy, or you're directly dealing with a man who is extremely close to your energy. It seems as though you guys are trying to achieve some sort of goal, but you're stuck because of this masculine energy or this man. This man or masculine energy is the King of Cups in reverse, and they are considered to be manipulative, overly emotional, feminine masculine people. So, like, if they are an actual man, they're considered to be a manipulative, emotionally feminine. And emotional femininity is never a bad thing. Excuse me. Emotional femininity is never a bad thing. But in this situation, it comes off as like too much of a imbalanced energies, so it becomes manipulative. So you guys are stuck because of this masculine energy or this male, and you're trying to achieve a goal, but there's something you're missing or turning the other eye to. Third party involvement regarding this situation possibly has to do with a woman or a mother, a woman who is pregnant, or a woman who has a child, which is a mother, I guess. So a woman who's pregnant, a woman who's a mother. Yeah, that's it. This woman may have instilled some sort of fear onto you. They could have told you certain things that kind of made you like learn to fear something. I guess that's the same thing. I'm just kind of describing things with different words. Or this woman is considered to be very fearful themselves. They're extremely paranoid. They're very fearful all the time. Something like that. So you're dealing with a woman or a mother. What do you guys think is going to happen? It looks like what you guys mostly think is going to happen. Obviously, I don't know what you think, so take this as how it resonates. But I see that you guys are going to be attracted to isolation. Now, this could be that you guys are already feeling like, you know, I'm ready to be alone. I'm ready to do things myself. You guys think that you're going to find loneliness attractive, or you guys are starting to do that. Or you could start to, or you're thinking that you're going to be isolated, but part of it is that you're going to become attracted to it. So, like, there's some element of you guys thinking or knowing about this upcoming isolation. I don't know if you guys see the beauty in it yet. Page of Wands represents someone who is considered to be attractive. So take that how it resonates. Take it as if, you know, it's like beauty in the isolation, beauty in the silence, something like that. If you guys are already, you know, expecting that to happen, or if that's what you want to happen, maybe, I don't know. Or you guys just know that you're going to become lonely or isolated here soon, but maybe you don't know about the beauty just yet. So, what is the outcome to your situation? If that resonated, then this pile is definitely for you. Okay, Spirit, what is the outcome to pile 2's current situation that we're reading on? What is the outcome specifically for pile 1's? Pile 2's? What is the outcome specifically for pile 2's? And what is the outcome for the other party involved with pile 2? Okay, the overall outcome for you guys' situation is that you're going to become a little bit greedy or jealous of something, and this comes without passion. So a passionless greed, a passionless jealousy comes from more so trauma than feeling. So there is a difference. There's, you know, okay, I feel jealous because this person is reacting a specific way that makes me feel jealous. Or I feel jealous, but I have no idea why. That is the more traumatic type of thing. And these are usually subconscious traumas. You guys may not even know you're traumatized. You may have no clue about something that may have happened a long time ago. Or maybe you're like, oh yeah, I did go through some trauma, but you never properly processed it. this would be a recommendation for therapy trauma. EMDR is extremely beneficial, but always take it at your own risk, as it's very difficult to go through. You're basically reliving your trauma. But talking about it is very helpful too. You need to process some sort of trauma, absolutely, because that's where this is coming from. A passionless jealousy. This could also be separate from trauma, and it could be that you guys know that you're jealous for no reason, but you choose to do it anyway. Or maybe you're having a hard time letting that feeling of jealousy or greed go. Whatever it is, it's a passionless jealousy or greed is the outcome. For you guys specifically, I see you guys lacking learning your lessons. So you're choosing to not learn your lesson, or you're having a hard time learning your lesson about isolation. With the Hermit in reverse, this represents excessive isolation. So what is excessive isolation? Isolation is beautiful, isolation is necessary, and you really need to grow within isolation or a very strong partnership, which is very rare to find. So isolation is always helpful when you need to grow or learn something about yourself or about anything, really, to kind of like, how would you say it? Evolve, I guess. So when the Hermit is in reverse, this is excessive. Yes, isolation is good, but you do not need to excessively isolate. So the overall outcome is like passionless greed or jealousy, and it very well could be happening because you keep on doing something with isolation. You keep on making yourself too alone. You're not reaching out for resources, you're not reaching out to friends, you're not reaching out to people, you're not going places that can give you this positive energetic boost. You're not doing something with another person or other people. I think I want to ask more about this situation. Why is pile 2 excessively isolating, Great Spirit? You guys are excessively isolating because you're trying to research or figure something out. So you guys are excessively isolating because there's something you are investigating. Let's just call it that. You guys are investigating some sort of trauma, chaos, catastrophe, or disaster. But why does pile 2 feel like they need to do it alone? They feel like they need to do it alone. You guys feel like you need to do it alone because somebody is being dishonest with you. Someone has been dishonest with you, and that could be a traumatic response, or somebody is currently being dishonest with you. Or you guys are being dishonest with others and you don't want anyone to know about your project. So you're doing something secretively. Now, this is okay. You can still do these secretive investigations if it makes you feel better, but you don't have to do it alone. There's probably 700 other people or 7 billion other people that are doing the same thing as you and could totally appreciate a partner, and you guys have no idea because you think that you have to do everything alone. Maybe you guys just don't trust very well. Whatever the case is, your investigation, trying to find the truth, you need to partner up with somebody. And if you feel like you can't do it with a physical human, do it with your ancestors. Find the creator to your culture, whether that's God, or, I don't know the other cultures' creators, but specifically the creator. So God was considered the creator of the world for certain, like Christian and Catholics. For my culture, the Great Spirit was considered the creator. When I have conflicts with my ancestors, I reach out to my creator, the Great Spirit. And that can be very helpful for you if you don't know what ancestor to speak with, because some of our ancestors they're always here with us, but some of them are a little silly. Some of them are hard to work with. So if you cannot trust a physical human, that is totally fine. Work with the creator. Work with your ancestors or an ancestor that you work well with. You guys need some sort of support because you're kind of doing this go-go gadget type of stuff, and it's not going to get very far until you get help somehow. So what is the outcome for the other party involvement? So the other party that you're involved with, it seems as though the outcome for them is being stuck with a child, or playing games having to do with travel. So the 6 of Swords in reverse represents a canceled or delayed travel or trip. It has to do with vehicle issues, or it has to do with a long distance situation. 6 of Cups upright represents children or playing games. It just depends on the context. So you guys can combine that however you feel, whatever resonates for your situation. If you're trying to figure out if someone has a kid, yes, someone does have a kid, or children. I don't know. If you're trying to figure out if somebody is being dishonest with where they're going, yes, I would say that is accurate because I see problems or delays to trips or travel or not going where they're saying they're supposed to be going. Vehicle issues, if you're trying to figure out if somebody really did hurt themselves or get stuck somewhere, yes, they did. But they were kind of being oblivious or maybe playing games on their phone, literally, you know. I want to ask for some more advice for you guys because this is an interesting situation. I've been here before. Great Spirit, what is some advice to pile 2 for their situation? What should they do? That one flew. Okay. Advice for your situations. This is very straightforward. Point blank, period. Do not force love. Ever. Do not ever force love, whether that is for yourself or another person. Why are we being told this? Okay, we are being told this because you guys have, whether this is like conscious or subconscious, you guys have learned your lessons about addictions, you've learned your lessons about cheating, illegal activity, or entities or deities or demons or something. It's one of the above or all of the above that I just mentioned. I'll say it again. Addiction, cheating, you know, like infidelity, third-party activity type of stuff, illegal activity, or demons, entities, deities. You guys have learned your lessons about this situation, maybe subconsciously, maybe you're not fully aware that you've learned your lesson, but I feel like you do know this. You aren't learning your lesson about what we've seen earlier, about the isolation, about the investigation. You cannot force anyone to love you. Whether this is through magic, through spell work, it doesn't matter. That stuff always goes wrong. When you're trying to force someone against their free will, it always backfires. Even if it's not through magic. You cannot force this person to love you or force yourself to love you if you don't love yourself. Like, you have to be the one to love yourself in order to find others who do love you. And that is true, unfortunately. That stupid cliche line is actually true. You cannot love yourself you cannot love others until you love yourself. Because others will not love you until you love yourself. And it's nothing truer. So, I'm going to leave this at that. You guys know what you're doing. You know what you've seen. You know what's going on. You know. But maybe something inside of you needs the physical proof. Maybe something inside of you doesn't believe it. I don't know exactly what it is, but you guys know. Do not force love, guys. You will never, ever be happy. And I cannot say that any differently. Don't do it. I'm going to pull, actually, you know what? I said this is over, but one more. What else should pile 2 do? Advice for pile 2. One last time, Great Spirit. You guys are going through a rebirth. You guys are rejuvenating your soul and you're coming into something new. You're coming into a new passion. You're coming into something that you enjoy, whether this is a person or an activity, but you guys are terrified. So, if you have found a new love interest and you are looking through the depths of the other side of the country to find out what has this person done in their lifetime, stop it. Just stop. Okay, you guys are passionate about someone, and whether this is going to work out or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you're reacting over this situation. If you cannot trust this person, you need to work on yourself before you can move forward. Remember our oracle card from earlier, as above, so below? You guys very well may be manifesting a bad situation for yourselves. Anyone who really loves you, that manifestation would not work, but you never know. Sometimes your powerful words just get through wrong. You guys are fearful about something because of your past traumas, and you're going through a rebirth right now, but you haven't learned your lessons fully about the situation. So it's time to pause, stop, take a breath. Start meditating more, start grounding more, and stop looking so fiercely into situations. If you can't trust somebody, you need to work on yourself and possibly separate with that person. One last message, guys. This is for certain people. Dark magic is going to do absolutely nothing for you. Point blank, period. I'm going to not explain that. You guys know who you are. Okay? Pile 2s, that is all I have for you. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and listening to this reading. Please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, comment. Check out my TikTok and Instagram if you want. Skylar's Lust. I think for both Instagram and TikTok. I'm going to try to change that name, but whatever. And if you guys need any personal, more detailed readings, please check it out in the description. Sky's Tarot ETC on Etsy. And I have my tip links below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye, Pile 2s. Pile 3, hello and welcome. Oh dear, what do we got here? Okay, Pile 3. This reading, this whole video has been crazy so far. I'm already drained. Oh my god. Okay, Pile 3s. Let's take a breath. Bring ourselves back. Or it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I feel like Pile 3, I feel a bit of erratic energy from you guys. I feel like I'm on drugs. I'm not on drugs. I'm 100% sober. But I feel like I'm on drugs a little bit once I entered this pile. But I also just got done with a really heavy pile, so I don't know if that's that transition or if that's you guys. And not that you guys are on drugs. I said that wrong. That's the energy I feel. Okay. Pile 3. Your card is bewitched. You're under a spell. This could be literal, or it could be that you're trapping yourself. Let's see. Let's see. Great Spirit, please help me focus on Pile 3s. Everyone who chose the bewitched, you're under a spell card. What is Pile 3's current situation that they're asking about, Great Spirit? Pile 3's current situation that they're asking about. Pile 3's influence towards the current situation. Other parties' influence towards the current situation. And what does Pile 3 think is going to happen to this current situation? Excuse me. Okay. Pile 3. What is your current situation? Currently, you guys are searching for direction. Very straightforward. You guys are trying to figure out where to give your energy, or what to give someone, or who you need to give something to. You guys are trying to figure out a direction or a path of some sort. It seems like you guys are hurting yourselves, or you're hurting someone else. You guys are being abused, or you're the abuser. I'm not going to state anything. You guys know what it is, and it doesn't matter. We are not going to judge anybody here, okay? If you guys are acting toxic towards another person, you should know it, or you should at least be aware. You know, are you being a little cuckoo for cuckoo puff sometimes? Whatever it is. It doesn't have to be crazy, but it could be. It could be that you guys are being heavily abusive or toxic towards someone else, or it could just be a little bit. You know, you're starting to show some traits that are unhealthy towards someone else. This is what I'm thinking for most of you. But a couple of you, it could be that you're being abused as well. It could be that you're being abused and you're being put through toxic situations, and it's causing you to trap yourself. Whether you're the abuser or the abused, you are allowing this situation to trap you. With the Two of Wands in reverse, upright, this is somebody who is stuck and tied very lightly to something. They could easily get up and walk away. When it's in reverse, I kind of see this as being like you've trapped yourself. The best way to describe it is that, like, okay, you can always get up and walk away from a situation and end it right then and there, but you have tangled yourself a little bit here. So that's what I see here. It's a little bit harder to get out of it until you change something and see that you can, you know, like maybe you're blindfolded and can't see that you're only tied at the ankle. You know, you're a little bit more stuck than normal. Other parties' involvement in this situation is that someone is either isolating you or someone is isolating themselves from you, and they're not really communicating very well with you. Maybe they're not asking you questions. Hold on, I'm going to get a copyright claim if I allow this song to keep going. Let's see. There we go. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, jeez. think I already stated it. Jeez, I'm so sorry, pile 3. Okay, yeah, there it is. Either you guys are isolating yourselves from someone else and not allowing them to talk to you or ask you questions, or someone else is isolating themselves from you. Someone else is isolating themselves from you, not talking to you or asking you questions, or not allowing you to ask them questions, or someone is isolating you from other people and they're not telling you why. What do you think the outcome to this situation is? The outcome you think is going to happen is you guys think that whoever you're dealing with or yourself is narcissistic or very manipulative and abusive of power. You think that of yourself or another person that you're dealing with here. And it seems like you probably know that you're not going to be able to get answers from this specific person, or you think that they're going to be dishonest and not really tell you the truth about things you ask them. Or maybe you feel like you're not going to get the right advice about this situation because maybe you're not around people who have been in this situation. Or maybe you don't know who to ask. Something about not getting the right answers and a situation of narcissism or manipulation. All right, Great Spirit, pile 3. What is the overall outcome to pile 3's situation? What is the overall outcome to pile 3's situation? What is the outcome specifically for pile 3? What is the outcome for the other party involved with pile 3? All right, what is the overall outcome to your situation? Lots of questions. I see that you're going to get your questions answered. These are both question cards. I think I only have like 2 in this deck here. And you guys are going to get your questions answered. Because, okay, so this is the first step here. Is if I got only the 4 of Swords, or if I got only the 7 of Cups, they're both upright. If I got one of them upright, this is you asking the questions, okay? So with them in reverse, either of these in reverse, this is questions that you have going unanswered, not getting them answered. I don't see you getting advice in this because I do have one more card that talks about advice about a situation, but I do see you guys getting answers to your questions. So maybe not knowing what to do with the answers, you're at least getting them. I see you guys asking the questions and getting the answers for sure, because I have a reinforcement card here. So you're not just asking them. Like, you know, before you were kind of trapped from asking the questions. Now you're able to ask them, and I believe you're going to get answers. What is the outcome specifically for you? The outcome is that you're gonna harass someone else, or you're going to recognize someone else's harassment. It was just kind of funny. I seen her, like, it looks like she's about to punch this dude, but whatever. I see that you guys are going to either recognize somebody's mistreatment towards you, or you're going to start mistreating another man. Hey, to each their own. You know what I mean? Let's go into more detail. The third party involvement here, whoever you're involved with. Okay, here's the other one. See, we got all 3 of them here now in this reading, and I didn't pull that many cards. These are all 3. 9 of Cups, 4 of Swords, and 7 of Cups are my questions and answers card. However, the 9 of Cups upright is receiving advice as well. Someone is going to give you some advice regarding your path. Great Spirit, can you describe this advice a little bit more for pile 3? Okay, so this advice you're going to receive has to do with addiction, cheating, illegal activities, or entities, demons, deities. You're either going to receive information and advice about how this is blocking your path, or you're going to receive information about this and how this has blocked your path previously. Okay, let's ask a question. Great Spirit, once pile 3 receives this advice, what will happen after that for pile 3? So once you guys receive this advice, you're going to feel a little bit stuck. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be kind of a process here. But you guys are going to start communicating. Either you're going to communicate a divorce specifically, or a separation of contract with someone, because this is the Sun in reverse. The Sun in reverse represents a divorce, or it represents breaking a contract or separating from a long-term commitment. You're going to be communicating about that. Now, if you're not in any of those 3 things, if you're not married, if you're not in a long-term commitment, or you're not in a contract, then you're going to be communicating with your own emotions. You're going to be communicating your emotions revolving around depression. depression, instability, sleep issues, a lack of happiness or lack of joy in general. Now this communication, you're going to feel stuck for a while. Why will pile 3 be feeling stuck about this? I see some stuck feelings because of children, or because someone's going to be playing games and manipulating you along the way too. I also see dark magic here. I see dark magic coming either from you guys or someone's casting on you guys. Someone's trying to cause problems for you. Great Spirit, please define this dark magic. This dark magic is happening to cause you guys inaccurate passions and confusion. So you guys are being confused by this dark magic. This dark magic is causing confusion to you, and also it's causing you to feel passionate towards weird things. Like you might start feeling passionate towards spending lots of money, like mania. I would describe this pair as mania. Not true passion, not true love. You know what I mean? Like it's a temporary, unhealthy passion. So you guys, okay, so unfortunately this was accurate. Or you guys are casting and it's doing all this crap to you. Whatever it is, either you guys are the ones casting or paying for spell work, or you guys are being casted on. Who's the caster, Great Spirit? Who is the person casting? Let's figure that out. Is it a man or a woman? Who's the person casting? The person casting is highly mentally ill, or they have an addiction. They're highly unstable, highly immature, and extremely stubborn. They are neglectful. Man or a woman? Who's the caster? The caster is a person of authority, excessive dominance. A businessman or a woman. Who's the caster? Who's the caster? Give me a man or a woman for pile 3s. A woman. Ding, ding, ding. All right, you guys are being casted on by a woman, or a very feminine energy who is extremely dominant, a person of leadership. Okay, pile 3s, you guys are in the middle of a bunch of crap. So let's start over. Pile 3, let's see. Great Spirit, what does pile 3 need to do about their situation? What do they need to do? There is a woman causing you excessive bad luck. I think this was the same card that I got for who is casting on you. There is a woman who is causing you to be very unlucky. What does pile 3 need to do about their situation? Okay, you guys need to remove a connection that you're currently in that is involved with love. This could be a family member. If there's a woman that you love, they could be the ones causing you bad luck and casting on you. Otherwise, there could be a woman on the side of like your relationship, you know, so like if you're with a man, or it doesn't matter who you're with. If you're with somebody that has an ex-girlfriend or ex-wife, whatever it is, this woman could be casting on you. Whatever you need to do, let's see. What does pile 3 need to do about this situation? Okay, so first you need to get your questions answered. You need to start asking them and then getting them answered, get advice. And then you need to communicate with whoever you're asking about with your situation. And that's when new beginnings are going to form, because you're going to start finding out more information about this woman. You're going to start figuring out what they're doing to you. And it's also very important to realize that you cannot force anything to happen. Do not do any spell work. Do not do any dark magic. Do not force anyone to love you. Do not force anyone to give you advice. Do not force anyone to give you answers. Don't force anyone to do anything. Things are going to start unnaturally folding for you. And whoever this dark person is, most likely a woman or feminine energy, they are someone you love. It doesn't matter who that is. That could be family, it could be a relationship, it could be at work, it could be a coworker, a friend, someone that you care for, like a client. It doesn't matter. This is somebody that you have love towards, and it doesn't have to be crazy. Like it doesn't have to be like, passion. You know what I mean? Like it's like you care about them. And just realize that this connection with this woman or this person, this feminine energy, is not going anywhere, and it's never going to grow. And I think that's what's going to really start your healing journey. So You guys need to start asking your questions, getting your questions answered. I would recommend getting, like, you know, if you can do a reading, like with me, for example, if you want to do a reading, you can ask as many questions as you can within a certain time frame, like a 30-minute psychic reading with me, for example, or whoever you want to go to. If you don't know who exactly to ask these questions about, like you don't know who to ask, then that would be spiritual advice is what would be recommended for you. But if you have a specific person in mind to get your questions answered to, then you need to go to them now. Otherwise, I would recommend a reading, especially, you know, like with me, because I know what I'm doing and I would be glad to help you guys. You can get all your questions answered and then you can move forward, because until then you're kind of stuck and you don't see what's really going on. Maybe you have an inkling. I think you guys are smart. I think you guys know a little bit about what's going on, but you may not know the depth of the situation. So I'm going to end it here, pile 3. That is the outcome for you guys. I see you guys getting your questions answered and I see you moving forward, but the rest is up to you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. I did start my TikTok and Instagram readings again, so please feel free to check those out with Skylar's Lust. That is the channel name. If you need a reading, please view the links down below in the description to my Etsy, which is Sky's Tarot ETC. And I also have tip links down there as well. So I hope to hear from you guys soon. And don't forget to give me feedback. Bye, pile 3. Pile 4s, welcome to all of you. I had some very crazy readings so far. Let's see if you guys are my breath of fresh air. Pile 4s, we have 36. Bathing in the river, self-care. This is a beautiful card. You know, the trees aren't all the way there. They are growing. They're working on themselves. And in the camera, the reflection kind of makes it look like the water's bouncing a little bit. That's super cool. I see the reflection through the camera. Beautiful birds, you know, a woman who is herself, a woman who is learning herself. And the birds are obviously attracted to the higher vibration of this woman. So let's see what's going on for you guys, pile 4. Spirit, please help me focus on pile 4, the ones who chose bathing in the river, self-care. Immediately I got some intuitive messages. I haven't gotten any for the other piles. I got this just for you guys. Lustful energy and money. Please be very careful of sex work if you guys are sex workers. It's very dangerous. Trust me. Okay, Spirit, what is pile 4's current situation? What is pile 4's current situation? What is pile 4's influence towards this? Wow, okay, all of them flying out. Other parties' influence towards this current situation. Pile 4. Ah! Oh my goodness, what's going on? And, Good Spirit, what does pile 4 think is going to happen? What does pile 4 think the outcome is? Okay, what is your current situation, pile 4? It looks like you guys are either investigating why something lacks energy, or why something is not working very hard, or why there's a lack of energy somewhere, or you guys are starting to put less energy into investigating something. For you guys specifically, I see new beginnings in love for you, but I see a lack of growth because someone is choosing not to put the energy somewhere. So maybe that's what you guys are investigating. You guys are trying to figure out what the heck, why is there no energy here? You know what I mean? Why is there no spark in this? Or maybe you're trying to figure out why you guys feel lethargic around someone, or why you guys feel like the energy is just not all there. You guys are experiencing new beginnings in love, but it's not really growing. Or a love situation. This doesn't have to be a romantic reading fully, so just keep that in mind. The other party you're dealing with seems to be someone who is knowledgeable about life. They've learned quite a few lessons in their lifetime, but they're still considered immature. This person is pretty good at learning their lessons, and they have good karma, I would say. They may have had some bad karma quite a bit in their past, but not right now. I see that this person is pretty knowledgeable. They're just, maybe they're still very young, or maybe they're still learning their lessons. Like they're, excuse me, nobody stops growing ever. everyone is always growing, always learning, but someone is definitely, this person that you're dealing with, someone you're dealing with here is smart and they do learn their lessons, but they're not quite finished with their journey even close yet. So they're a little bit immature, or maybe you're dealing with a very mature young person. What you guys think the outcome here is that someone is going to lie to you. You guys think a woman's going to be dishonest with you. Okay, that's interesting. That was very straightforward. I don't know where this came from though. Oh, okay, maybe that makes sense. Maybe you guys think someone is lying to you about how they feel. Maybe you're trying to figure out why someone isn't putting energy into you, and you don't think they're going to be honest with you. Or why there's a lack of movement and you don't think they're going to tell you the truth. Okay, let's see what the actual outcome is. If this resonated with you for the most part, let's see the outcome. Great Spirit, what is the overall outcome of Pile 4's situation? What is the actual outcome of the situation? What is Pile 4, what is the outcome going to be for Pile 4 specifically? The outcome specifically for Pile 4. Oh my gosh, they're always flying off the table. And what is the outcome for the other party regarding this situation for Pile 4? Alright guys, what is the overall outcome to your situation? Okay, the overall outcome to your situation seems to be a fight or an argument with a woman or a very feminine energy who is got a victim mindset. They've got a mindset of being a victim, or they're kind of making themselves out to be like, you know, you did something wrong to this person type of deal. I see a fight because this woman feels overlooked, or they are denying the truth about a situation. The overall outcome is this other person. I don't feel like this is you, but it could be you. If you guys feel like, if you guys have that victim mindset, you're overlooking the truth. Otherwise, it has to do with this woman or feminine energy who is overlooking the truth and causing a pretty ripe argument. So the overall outcome to this situation is an argument. For you guys specifically, okay, so it looks like you guys are pretty in tune with your feelings. Unfortunately, I do see that lack of honesty that you guys felt earlier. So if you guys felt like it was you, like maybe you shouldn't tell the truth about a situation, it seems like that's true, but it's because of dark energy. If you guys were the ones who felt like someone was going to be dishonest with you, that is accurate. I do see that there is a situation where someone was being casted on in the past with dark energy, and you're not going to figure out the truth by mouth. So this is a situation where you guys either specifically feel like you're being casted on by someone and you want to know the truth. So you're going to go to them specifically and ask them if they casted on you, and they are going to lie to you because they absolutely have. Now, for those of you who don't have questions about being casted on, then this has to do with you guys dealing with a situation where someone is being casted on, either you or this other feminine energy, and someone's being casted on here, and it's causing this dishonesty, it's causing this chaos, it's causing the fights. Let's see. The other person is going to act depressed to kind of manipulate the situation, or they're going to act stupid to separate from you. I want to say it's one or the other. I see reckless and immature actions coming from the other party, not you. This is not you guys. This is the other party's situation. So whoever else you're dealing with in this situation, I see them separating from you and acting a fool. They're acting stupid. Like, okay. I want to know more about the casting situation. What is the casting situation about for Pile 4? Somebody lost a battle because they were too patient. So if you guys were the ones casting in the past and choosing not to be honest about it, you guys lost the battle. That was not a good choice for you guys to do. If you guys were not the casters, you were being casted on, you lost a battle because you were too patient with the casting. You knew what was going on, but you didn't want to accept it, or you didn't have proof, whatever it was. You guys were way too patient with somebody in the past, and that's what caused this issue. Okay, so overall outcome shows a lack of honesty and probably even a lack of communication after an argument. So, Great Spirit, what is advice for Pile 4's situation? What does Pile 4 need to do about this situation? You guys need to stop investigating. You need to stop looking into something, and you need to get away from this fight. What does Pile 4 need to do? Investigation is just going to cause this fight, and it's going to cause you to become hurt because this other person obviously has no dignity or something. What does Pile 4 need to do about their situation? You guys need to stand strong. And it looks like it would be best for you guys to leave this situation. I don't think you fully learned your lesson about this yet, so you're probably not going to leave just yet. But once you finally learn your lesson about this situation, you're going to leave and it's going to be for good. But right now, I see that you guys are very stressed because maybe you know you need to leave. Maybe you know you need to get out of this situation. You don't know how or you don't want to. But that's because you haven't learned your lesson about the situation yet. You haven't fully grasped what's really going on. What is really going on here, Great Spirit, for Pile 4? What is really going on? What's really going on is, let's see. What's really going on is that you guys are kind of allowing yourselves to hurt in isolation. You guys are trapping yourselves. You guys are trapping yourselves by allowing someone to treat you the way they are treating you. And you're being way too patient with it. Patience is excellent. Patience is a virtue. Not in this situation. This is you being trampled on. So that brings us back to our oracle card. Self-care. A cleansing in water would be excellent for you guys. And also realizing that you guys are who you say you are is very helpful. And you need to take better care of yourselves. You need to go back to who you are. You need to strip down whatever the heck you've got on right now. Not literally, please don't get naked, but you got to strip down whatever someone else has made you and get back to your roots and get back to who you truly are. So, all right, Pile 4s, that is all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this today. Please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know your feedback about this reading. If you're looking for more in-depth personal readings, you can find my Etsy in the link below at Sky's Tarot ETC on Etsy. You can also find my TikTok and Instagram, Skylar's Lust, on both of them. And tip links in the description. Thank you guys so much, and I wish you all the absolute best. I wish you all to get your wishes. By Pile 4.